We are having some technical issue. Can give us some time to fix it.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I'm extremely sorry for the inconvenience. My headphone got disconnected.
It's okay, understandable.
When we gonna start?
You can start now. We already started.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Oh
Upon
yeah,
maybe
yeah, yeah.
you can share the slide.
Sure, 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 sure. My pleasure. Give me a minute. Sorry, wrong slide. Oh, 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 oh.
Okay, nice. All good?
Yep, all good.
Okay. So, good evening and assalamu alaikum, everyone. So, as you can see, the title is all about project management, but today we're gonna just look into the basic of it. Before we begin, my name is Saumik Dash. Let's go to the intro slide. After this, after this. Okay, so my name is Saumik Dash. I used to be in your place, joining various activities, listening to our seniors and many other experts. Now I got my chance to share with you guys. So fear not, this is not gonna be a formal session. This is gonna be very informal, casual. It's like just sharing session between your senior brothers and you. So you are all my juniors, so it's just brothers and sisters. Currently, I'm working as a research assistant in University Tanaga National. I'm working on drone technology, and my past experience in UTM during my undergrad, I worked on various different kinds of projects, both academic and also social. So that's where I get to got introduced in this project management skill set, project management tools, and it was very beneficial for me. So today when upon reached me, I thought, oh, why not just share with you my experience, what I have gone through during my time in UTM. So before we dive in, can you just maybe click the hand emoji, or you can write in chat how many of you at some point have felt a little bit overwhelmed, that the volume of tasks or maybe assignments, club activities, you have so many things to do, but you don't know where to begin, or you are feeling cramped, like you have so many things to do but you cannot do it, and you feel stuck somewhere. Yeah, I can already see some likes. So it is very common feelings for us students, because I believe some of you are first year, second year, even third, fourth year. We mostly third and fourth year we feel most pressure, like we have capstone. I believe some of you electrical, some other faculties also have similar curriculum structure. So we have capstone, we have final year projects, and on top of that we are choosing electives, and we have assignments and stuff, and then so many more. So these feelings, that is where the project management comes in. So the project management is actually a tool, or you can say a way to solve your problem. So can any one of you, some of you, just write in the text, what do you understand when you heard the word project management? Anyone want to share? Just turn on your mic, or you can write in chat also. Multitask. Yeah, that's one great answer. Anyone else? Maybe I ask the organizer. What do you say? Upon, what do you think?
About project management?
Yeah. What do you think when you heard the word project management? What comes into your mind first thing?
Oh, a hell of a lot of things.
Just say two words. Just say two or three words.
Um, when I hear the project management and I close my eyes, I can see a lot of them coming towards me, but more of like more of like me trying to make it like Tetris, like Tetris, figure out the Tetris way to slot it in
Mm.
inside the gaps.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's actually a very good analogy. Later on, we will see how this analogy can fit in project management. Tetris, or you can say puzzle, is very good analogy with project management. So if now we go into definition, what is actually project management? Project management, you can find various books, various online resources that will give you a brief on project management. But well, we are all laymen here. I'm still a student of project management. We are all learning together. So from my point of view, project management is the way, by using some tools and some methods, you get your goals efficiently. That is project management. It is the method, like whatever method makes you reach your goals efficiently, that is project management. And now the problem comes, like maybe different of us have different method, because we are all new students, so we don't have those fancy frameworks that industry people use, some certifications. We don't have that. So different of us have different approach, but not all of them gonna give you efficient result. So that's why we need to learn project management, so we can actually manage everything efficiently. uh, in some books it says it simply is about getting things done, and some books say like that. So it's upon, maybe you can go to next slide. See, so it's all about planning, executing, and closing. What do I mean by closing? Closing means delivering. Even in project management, even delivering is a significant part. There are ways you can deliver. You can delve into it later, and we'll look into it later also. So it's all about achieving goals. Next slide, please. So what's the big idea? So today, our main topic, even though it's about project management, our most specific topic is project management in engineering student life. So it's all about getting less stress and better grades. And it's one of the core thing is having more free time. We students sometimes, I see some of our friends are we can see there is one of my Chinese friend. He used to say whenever there are so many tasks, he used to say "ma fan," so problematic. So this kind of thing. So we want to have more free time. And also another crucial point is strong leadership. Maybe you can think about it like uh, oh, in a group project, you are under someone, some other friend of yours is being the group leader, but that doesn't mean you cannot develop your leadership skill. Maybe in future, any of the future session, Samuel will do a session on leadership, so that speaker will delve more onto it. But for today we focus on project management. It's a broader term. Why I said in one of the future session, because it is project management is an umbrella term. Below that umbrella you have so many things. You have uh, uh, time management, you have procurement management. We are not there yet, but when you have some technical projects, you need to buy stuff. Not always you're going to use your money. You can apply in the faculty to get some incentives, so that is procurement management. Then there is stakeholder management. For projects, for assignments, your teacher is your stakeholder. So that's another term. So these are the terminology you can compare in professional and student life, and make these things more interesting. So what's your projects? You can say, okay, just the assignments or just the projects your lecturer assigned you. No, not only that, your academic goals can be your project. Okay, suppose you say, okay, for electric circuit design, maybe EMT, you want to have an A plus or A. So that's your projects. Actually, that's your academic projects. Then you have personal projects. Suppose you set a target. Okay, by next year I want to have a muscular body for male. For maybe for other student, you want to learn guitar, or you want to learn violin. That's your personal project. Extracurricular, you have clubs. You already know that you have clubs and you have some competition. That's your extracurricular projects. Now think that all these things are mixed together. You need to sort it out. Not many students can clearly sort things, and they will leave behind few things. And this is how we learn. We left behind, then we feel bad about it, and we think about it later. You know what? I could have done things differently. And that's where we learn. We engineers learn from mistake. So academic, personal, extracurricular, these are your projects. Next slide, please, Samuel. Okay, so now we go more into how we are gonna manage it. So you just heard me saying continuously is about the method. So there are different methods, different for different kind of projects, but for students, for us, it can be simplified in 5 phases: initiation, planning, execution, monitor and control, and deliver. Now, initiation is very important. This part is the most important for projects. Why? Because inside initiation, you have to define your goals. What you want to do? Suppose you have a assignment. You have assignment at the for the whole semester. Um, Suppose EMT. Okay, some of you might think why these guys keep talking about EMT. because I feel sad about this course. I tried so hard and my grade was still not good. That's why whenever I want to give an example, I try to bring that up. So it gives me motivation to keep going. So if you want to talk about any other courses, or if you want me to give an example for any other courses, you can write in on the chat. But for now, I think I'm gonna just give that example. For EMT, you will have a project for that course. Now the deadline, suppose, is on what day today is 3. So suppose on 14th is your deadline. So now your goal, you have to set it. Okay, I'm gonna do some research how to do it. I'm gonna do some study, like what are the things I need to include. Then I'm gonna start working. Then when you're gonna start work, you need to keep on mind this. So these are your goals. And when you talk about industry standard, they call it KPI, key performance index. KPI is for your supervisor to monitor you. So you set goals. Each of your goals are KPI for your supervisor. That's the simplified term. Well, it's more complex when you go to industry level. The KPIs are different, goals and different. But for our student, we can actually mix the goal and KPI. So you reach one goal, settle. You already have your first milestone. Now, how you gonna achieve that goal? That's where planning comes in. You have to plan. And I bet most of you heard of Gantt chart or to-do list. These are the things that you need in planning section. And in later slide, I will delve more into this to-do list or planning section. But planning will make sure that the execution phase is when you start working. Suppose you need to make a circuit, you actually start making the circuit, or you buy the components. That's your execution. But when you gonna do it, how you gonna do it, the money you need, do you want to use your own pocket money, or you want to ask from the faculty or ask from your supervisor, you need to modify something? That's your planning, and it's very crucial. Suppose you didn't plan for one or two steps, and during execution you suddenly see, "Hey, it's not going according to my plan. I planned for 2 weeks for this task, then I forgot to plan for another step, and now I have to push in all together to meet the deadline." That's why planning comes in. Execution is straightforward. You buy your components, or you go for some, I'm talking about technical stuff because I'm from technical background. Even though I have quite a lot of event management experience, but those are specific. So if any one of you in later time need any advice, you can definitely contact me. But for now, I'm just gonna talk on technical stuff, because it's again, it's organized by JURUTEK. It's our electrical faculty club. So yeah. So for execution is all about, you buy, you do the soldering or stuff, you make the circuit, you test it, done. Now testing phase is actually falls in between both execution, and you see the next phase is monitor and control. Testing hangs between these two. Why? Because monitor and control, this one is another crucial phase. Execution is normal, but monitor and control is very important. You're gonna troubleshoot, or you're gonna brainstorm again what's your problems with your supervisor or maybe your club seniors, that what's the problem and what I need to solve. In motion, monitor and control phase, you already have most of your work's done. It's just what's the specific problem you need to solve to make it fully running or make it fully successful. And last but not least, deliver and closing. For delivering phase, sometimes we think, okay, just submit report or just organize this and done. No, deliver phase is another thing that you have to be very careful. Up until now, whatever you did is with you. You are the one that was managing everything. Now deliver phase is when your stakeholders comes in. Suppose, let me give example of this session. Upon whatever it did, whatever the paperwork's needed to submit proposals, create registration links, distribute posters, um, do uh, social media posting. These are all the things stands from initiation until monitor and control. Now today's session is delivering, and suppose Apon is not here, or Apon just said, okay, I created the link, my senior gonna deliver, I'm not here. How do you think the delivery is success? Maybe for us. Sorry, Apon, I'm not giving bad example of you. I'm just giving a good example that you are here. So that's that's actually delivering properly. We have to have documentation. I bet after this event, Apun need to write some report. So that's also included in delivering. So that's the end of projects. Once your supervisor or your stakeholders are happy, done. You have successfully finished your project. That's the basic. Now later on, when you start studying all these techniques, you're gonna see there are different frameworks like Agile, Scrum. Those are some different uh, very powerful tools. But for students, this is enough. Okay, let's go to next slide. Core techniques. Now, remember in last slide, I said initiation and planning. These two phase is very important. Actually, these two phase will indicate how the previous slide, happen. Not this. Don't change. Oh no no. Okay. The planning and initiation, these two phases will actually indicate will your project fail or will it success. That's why the most of the toolkits you have, it focuses heavily on initiation and planning. There is a term called SMART goals for initiation and planning phase. Why is called SMART? You can already see on the slide. Your goals must be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Now, suppose what's specific? Suppose you have to study for exam. Now, to have a better grade. Now, if I just generalize, you just have to study for this course. That's not a specific goal. You have to have specific suggestion or specific chapters. Okay, for this test, I need to study from chapter 1 until chapter 3. That's specific. For us engineering students, we have to be very specific in every section of our life. And that's how others gonna notice that this student is about to succeed. Next, measurable. Your goal must be measurable. Suppose again, exam, because the final exam is coming. So I want to give example on exams also, so that you can use this method and hopefully get better grades. Measurable. How can goals be measurable? Like you said goals. Okay, today I'm gonna do these 5 questions from previous year's exam, and tomorrow I'm gonna do this 5 question. That's pretty good for measurable, because at the end of the day you can measure, okay, I at least did 10 sets of questions. Suppose it's not measurable, you said, okay, I need to solve some question. Some of the students, they're gonna do 2 sets of question. Some of them gonna do 10, 12, 15 sets of questions, which is not wrong. They can do as many as they want. But what if doing more sets of question gives you less time to focus on the next step, revision? Then what? It's all about efficiency. Okay, so next in SMART goals, we have achievable for A for achievable. You have to set practical goals. We students, it was also one of my bad things back in when I was in first year, second year. Suppose my lecturer said, can you do it? And actually I didn't know how to do that part. Maybe suppose when I was first learning C programming, my lecturer said, can you do this programming? I said, yes doctor, I can. my well, obviously he's lecturer, he is more experienced, he knew I couldn't do it. So he asked me again, Saumik, are you sure? I'd say, yeah, I'm sure, it's achievable. But then after 2 weeks, I go to the lecturer, doctor, I don't know what happened, I couldn't finish it. Yeah, so you have to set goals, you have to know your strength, like what I can achieve and what I cannot. Now, some of you might say, like, if we don't try harder, how we gonna achieve something that's beyond our reach? Well, all of us want to achieve beyond our reach. We want to grow, right? But this is also need to be systematic. You set, suppose in a day you can solve 10 questions. After that, your brain gets, your head gets all steamy, eh, everything jammed up. I need to play some games to reduce stress. So 10 question is your limit. So 10 question is achievable. Now, how you can manage extra? After 10, if you see you are still feeling relaxed, you can do 11 or 12. That way you are increasing your limit, but at the same time it's as achievable, your goal is achievable. At the end you can measure, okay, done, my goal is reached, it's achieved. You will feel a sense of happiness. During my time in UTM, I tried to be a bit active in both extracurricular and also physical sports. So sometimes, when I first started playing football after a long time, I used to play football during my school times. Then during my pre-university college, I couldn't play much. And then when I came to university, I saw my stamina is zero. So I know it's not achievable for me to play and keep running around. What's achievable for me? Maybe run for 5 minutes. Then I used to play for defense, corner defense, because I don't need to run much, just when the striker comes to me. So it was achievable for me. So after that, what I used to do, when I saw, okay, 5 minutes I can run, then I need to run 10 minutes. Then I just increased little by little. And by second and third year, me and my friends, Uh, we could play for long hours. Well, obviously, then COVID hit. We couldn't play anymore again. Sad story. It's for another time, maybe. Next, relevant. Your goals must be relevant to your project. You know, we students, when we are doing extracurricular activities, not assignment. I know all of you are brilliant students. You won't have any problem setting specific and relevant goals for your assignments, your personal stuff. But for when you comes to extracurricular activities, sometimes we students we have a tendency. Okay, let me give you another example. I tend to give a lot of examples because I believe you learn two ways. You either fall yourself and learn, or you see others fall and then you learn from that. So I'm sharing examples so that you can learn from my experiences. So another example, during my time, I used to work with one of the lecturer for drone related events. So during one of our session in Slangor, well, I'm currently in Slangor, but previously we used to visit here. So our event was in Reka Space. So we set goals. Okay, we need to do this, and we boys being boys, we add another goals. After the final round of the competition, we're gonna go and visit the museum. And doctor didn't notice first, and during the closing of the event, doctor suddenly saw that few of us are missing, and doctor called us. What happened? And it was funny enough that we said, doctor, it's another of our goals that we are completing. And doctor said, what? Let me see. Then we took a screenshot and said, doctor, the visiting museum is one of our uh, goals. But that was not relevant to the project. So for projects, you need to set goals that are relevant. And finally, time bound. Your goals must be time bound. If you set a goal and you keep it like that, sometimes we feel, okay, today we have done too many things. We don't want to do it today anymore. And you left it for tomorrow. And tomorrow you do that part, but you left it another one out. Time management is very crucial for projects. So to do better time management, each and every one of your goals must be bound by time. Just the earlier example, you need to solve 5 questions in one day. So you will have to write down, okay, maybe today is what day is today? Today is Tuesday. So maybe Wednesday I'm gonna do 5 questions. That 5 question you cannot do Thursday. You have to do by Wednesday, and you should follow the timeline you set properly, and then you will see the result. Now break it down. What do I mean by break it down? This is another core techniques for project management. This is where I said when Samuel mentioned the Tetris. You mentioned Tetris, right, Samuel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tetris is block by block. So you can actually disassemble everything and put one block at a time. Same goes with puzzle. So when you get a project, you have to break it down. What things need to be done, what you have, what you don't have, what you know, what you don't know, which one is important, which one is not, or maybe it is urgent but not important at the moment. Okay, so for this case, you need to do the prioritize task list or you can say to-do list. So for my case, when I do some planning, I do it like this: uh, urgent and important, first one. So I know this one I need to finish first. And to I mentioned for smart goals, time bound. So I put fastest time. Okay, so maybe by next 2 days I need to finish this. Then another one is important but not urgent. So it will keep in I will keep in my mind that it is important and I need to do it, but it is not urgent to do it today. So I have some flexibility. Maybe I'll do a little bit today, I'll do a little bit tomorrow. Then next is urgent but not important. So this one is a bit tricky. So urgent means you need to deliver fast, but it's not that important. So suppose you are having time constraints. So actually this one you can leave it out to give you a flexibility, a little bit flexibility. This is what I do. So if I see something is not important but urgent, I'll just let it, because I'll have some other important task then I need to finish immediately. This is how you prioritize. And last one, not urgent, not important, bro, it's just do it when you want. No, nobody gonna question you because it's not important. That's how you do prioritize task list or to-do list. Or suppose you make to-do list, you can use these points that I mentioned as a label just beside your task list. Okay, this one urgent and important. That way you will be able to monitor your progression, your work smoothly. Another one, you see on the slide, backward planning. This is by far most important for us students, because when you get the course information from your lecturer, you already have your date for your finals, then maybe test 1, test 2, or when you need to submit your project, your final assignment, you already have the date. Suppose your date is May 14th or May 16th is your day for submission assignment. Now how do you plan when you need to start? We engineering students, we have a bad tendency. I don't know about you guys, but me and my friends, we had a very bad tendency: do it just one day before, and it's very chaotic. I still remember uh, for digital system we had project, and we literally forgot that we have to submit the day after tomorrow. Then me and another two of my friends were in the same group, and we are so stressed that we need to do everything. Alhamdulillah, at the end we delivered, but it was very stressful, and I want you guys not to feel that stress. So that's where backward planning comes in. If your delivery is on 16th, means you need to finish the proofreading and finish the submission on May 14th. At least you have to have 2 days in hand. Why? Suppose when you are doing proofreading, you see one mistake. What are you going to do? That's why you have 1 or 2 days in your hand, so you can do some editing, or you can make some changes. You call for a group meetings with your friends. May 13, compile everything. You need to compile to submit whatever hardware or software you use. Suppose we have computing students here. If we have computing students here, You have to give your codes, uh, objective files. You need to compile all that. May 10 to 12, final review and meeting with your friends. So if is all of your friends are satisfied, if it's a group project, if it's a individual projects, are you satisfied? That's the question. Then before that, maybe from 1 to 9 is your execution phase where you actually do it. And before that, maybe 1 week prior, you do the planning, do some reading. So so last week of April, you need to start because your deadline is May 16. Now you have a backward planning and you have a starting date. I believe if you guys take engineering management course, you will learn about this planning part. There are different ways for planning, but this is the most basic one. Also, uh, another two things I'm gonna mention. From now on, try to use Google Calendar. If you have any meetings or any deadlines, create one event in Google Calendar, set the time as set the deadline as the time, and put some simple description. So I know all of us are very attached to this handphone. Suppose you are just browsing through your Facebook, you close it, go to calendar, and you see when your dates are. It will be very helpful for you to keep in mind that okay, maybe 2 or 3 days after that I need to submit this or I have a meeting, so you don't forget and at the 11th hour you stress. And essential tools beside Google Calendars, personally for me, I use two more. I used to use Notion, but nowadays I'm using it a little bit less. But Trello and Notion, these are very powerful tools. Notion, you can actually make it, you want to make a simple website, you can. You want to make a journal for yourself, you can. You want to have some list, you can. You can make it as a notebook for a course, you can. It's very powerful. You can even customize Notion to have different section, like okay, have I done this, meaning like a to-do list or a prioritizing task list or a goals checklist. You can do this in Notion. And Trello, even though it's very simple, I would suggest if it's a group project, you use this among your friends, because Trello is like a card system. You make a card, like what you need to do, and then once you finish your part, you move that card to your friend's desk, and then your friends get notified. Okay, my friend's already done his part. Now it's my part to do. Listing gets very easy. Prioritizing tasks gets very easy using Trello. Later after this session, maybe you can go to YouTube and or maybe just search online. And nowadays we have different chatbot, ChatGPT, Gemini. You can search in that also about this Trello and Notion. Believe me, you won't regret. Okay, next slide, please, Apan. Okay, now we are talking about big guns. Okay, Agile, Scrum, PMP. Well, PMP is just I added because for other two, Agile and Scrum, you can actually get certified, and that's why I also added PMP. So in our student life, when we delve into this kind of project management, we do small tasks here and there, and eventually we gain knowledge. And then after graduation, we all want to have a good uh, resume and good job offer, right? If you have this kind of experience, believe me, um, companies or industries, they're gonna love you, because not only you have technical experience, but now you have management skills. So Agile and Scrum, you can get actually project management certificate, and these certifications are professional certifications. It's not like you just did one course online and you got a certificate. No, you do class. uh, there are so many online classes available. You do class online, and then you sit for a short exam, and you actually get certified that you are a professional scrum master. They call it scrum master. You're gonna be a scrum master if you sit for this exam, or you're gonna be a agile master. Or if it's a PMP stand for project management professional. You're gonna be professional maybe 2 or 3 years late down the line. And these certificates or these certifications gonna make you stand out. I myself um, didn't had the opportunity yet to sit for the exam. I'm still studying, and pray for me so soon I can sit for this exam and pass. And maybe we can have another sharing session and how to pass these exams. So let me give you a very short overview on Scrum framework. Uh, I'm not going to talk about Agile or PMP, because Agile is more like a mindset than a framework. You will understand it later when you read more about it. Why I mean it's a mindset, because it's all about how flexible the project can be, or how adapting the change can be. Like, you have goals, you have timelines. Agile is a framework that will make the working cycle more flexible for you to have efficient result. But on the other hand, Scrum is actually the implementation of Agile. In some case, not always, but in some case. Uh, we there are different terminology in Scrum. We call it sprint. Sprint is same like goals, but time bounded goals. Like, okay, for week 1 until week 4, we're gonna do this. So that's our sprint 1. And inside sprint 1, we're gonna have some smaller goals. So once we reach all the small goals, sprint 1 done. So Scrum is about dividing a big project into small parts, then treat that small part as an individual project. Fun fact, you can use this for your different types of student projects. Okay, let's talk about FYP. What's your target? You suppose if you are taking a project based FYP. So at the end of the day, maybe you need to make a robot. Now making a robot, you have multiple uh, section. You need to calculate the kinematics, you need to do the circuits, you need to do the programming, you need to do the design. So the things I mentioned, design, programming, fabrication, these are your small projects. These are sprints. So you first set timeline. Okay, for first 2 weeks design. Now inside design, you're gonna have few goals, few to-do list, backward planning, execution, monitor and control, and deliver. Who you are gonna deliver? Yourself. You're gonna see, okay, my this part is ready. It's deliverable to me. And once that part is done, you move to next sprint. That's how Scrum framework works. There is another terminology we call it stand-up session. Stand-up session is every day 5 minutes you're gonna reflect on what you have done. You already have your sprint, you already divided in smaller goals, you already have a timeline, you have Gantt chart. At the end of the day, you're gonna measure, because our goals are measurable. Remember, our goals are measurable. So at the end of the day, in stand up, you're gonna tell yourself, have I done my task? If you haven't, then what we call it backlogging, because you have to do it in another sprint's time and you have to overwork. However, during planning session for each sprint, when we do timeline planning, like Gantt chart or time calculation, like from this date to this date, we're gonna do this. A good project manager means you guys will always keep some injury time. What is injury time? Suppose the set time you cannot finish it. So injury times is the time you can have between your first goal and your second goal. There is another good thing about having injury time. You know what? Anyone can guess what's the another good thing about having injury time beside managing it, managing your backlogging? Any idea? Okay, let me just tell you. It's fun because if you insurance in case of issues of unforeseen mistake, definitely it's correct. If something bad happen, you have time to recover back. That's why we call it injury time. Mr. Brian, good job. That's a great answer. I like it. Very good job. You understand the concept, and I believe all of you understand. Fun fact about injury time: if you finish your sprint or your goals in perfect time, your injury time is actually your break time. We boys, we like to play games. So that 2 or 3 days our injury time, so we can play games. Maybe just invite me for also for one of your during one of your break time. We can play games together. So that's stand up and planning. So stand up is after every day you need to face yourself if you have done work or you need to take time from the injury time. So that's basically the gist of Scrum framework. Next slide, please. So that's all. I think that's the basics of project management. I think maybe you had more expectations on what you want to know about project management, but I thought talking about the basics will help you in the long run. If you already have the basic, there is no problem just revisioning everything again. So let's have some question and answer session. If you have any question, I would love to. If even if you don't have any question, you can give your opinion. I'm a student myself, so I would love to learn from you guys also. Any comment or any question? I think I'll pass it to Samuel. If any question, he will moderate.
Hi guys, so we have a lot of students here today, so please feel free to drop your question when you have time. So yeah, if you don't have time, it's okay. You can also reach out to Mr. Shomik. He's a really good person, and he will definitely help you, and always help
Thank
me.
you so much. Maybe you can go to next slide if you want to connect with me. In the next slide, upon.
Sorry. This one. Yes.
Okay, okay. So another thing, you see the picture and you look at me in the video. You see this two-person is not the same. It is the same. I just shaved my head 2 days ago. Just wanted to feel the air. It's too hot. Suddenly the weather is too hot, and that's my long hair. And I was sweating, so I just decided to cut it. So it's the same person. Um, if you want to contact me, there is my email and the QR code is for my LinkedIn. You can send me request. You can send me text there, and I'll try my best to answer any of your questions. And my contact number, that's my WhatsApp also. So if you want to contact later, I'd love to talk more. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk in front of you guys. I really love sharing with my juniors, friends, colleagues. I love to share with everyone. But today's session, I especially love it because all of you are my juniors, and I feel like home because few years back I was in UTM. So yeah, that's all. Thank you so much, guys. Any question, just you can put in the chat box. Yeah, I let Samuel decide what you wanted to do after this in this session.
So thank you so much once again, Mr. Shomik, for joining us. It's really great pleasure to having you, and thank you so much for your knowledge sharing. And it was really helpful, and I hope that everybody also get the chance to learn. Like we do have project management course for some of our engineerings, but not overall. So hopefully, like for first year or second year student, you guys can get more benefited, more of like like if you start managing your schedule or time earlier, like earlier of your age, it will be really helpful later on, so you will not gonna get burn out or feel overwhelmed by all the pressure coming to you during your third year or second year. Let's say third year, you have lot of projects need to do, big projects. Your final year, you have the final year project need to do. Then let's say you have your internship, so there's a lot of thing we're gonna go on. If you know how to handle before, it will be really helpful for you throughout the time. So thank you so much everyone for joining again, and please share your question if you have any. In the meantime, we can do a photographic session, and later on, I will share the attendance link. So I give
Do I have a question? Do I also have to fill the attendance?
up to you.
uh, this just take me back. Yeah.
You guys can open your camera for a while. We can take a picture. So it's already 9:39. So yeah, can open your camera, guys. Hello. So I stopped the recording for now.
Sorry, my camera is not working. Sorry, I
My
cannot open my
screen is
camera.